All right, guys. Well, I don't know what I'm going to name this video, but it's probably going to say something to the fact of I'm ordering a new John Deere 4066R. So I have a MX6000 cab tractor. It's okay. I cannot get used to the treadle pedal. Maybe if I had the more expensive tractor, I think it's an L6060 with the electric pedal, that's a little bit different than this, I might be able to do it. I've never been a treadle pedal guy. I knew better. But I had a 4066 on order last year, and it didn't come in. They kept moving back the delivery date. I think they moved it 4 times, 3 times something. Snow was coming, or snow season was coming. I didn't have a tractor, and I have to have a tractor for snow removal. So I bought this. It's a fine tractor. I like the big tires. Well, we'll revisit that in a minute. I like the big tires. I like the loader setup. The loader setup's nice and strong. I would think that with that beam that goes all the way back to the back axle, that would be very robust and very strong. Because I have to push snow with whatever tractor I have. The only reason I have a tractor is pushing snow and seeding and doing big area mowing and stuff like that. But normally doing a lot of seed work, and I push snow with it. Those are the 2 things I do with my tractor all the time. And now I mow about 6 acres a week with it, with the 84-inch finish mower. So I've got about 10 pounds, 15 pounds maybe in the front tires. I don't know how that looks on camera, but there's a lot of tread sitting on the ground. I think the thing that I like about the tractor is its Achilles heel. So without a loader on it, this thing, you feel bumps. I can't get enough tire pressure almost out of the front tires to get it to ride nice. And I know I could put the loader on it, but I'm here to tell you, the only reason I have a loader for a tractor is for snow removal. I absolutely hate loaders on tractors. I don't like the weight out there, even without a bucket. I just don't like it. I like mowing with a tractor with nothing on the front of it, maybe some weights. I like a weight stack on the front, and I know that's weight, but it's different. It doesn't have that rocky feel. I don't know. I just don't like it. So I don't run a loader on a tractor. If I put a loader on this, or put the loader on it and mowed with it, it'd probably be halfway okay. I can't get it to operate. I'm sitting there trying to run it with my pedal, and I'm doing my foot here. I'm trying to run it, and as I'm hitting bumps, it's jerking my foot. I've tried putting my heel under the pedal to kind of keep it stabilized. I just can't do it. And the term that there's a butt for every seat, this seat's not for my butt. So I found out that they had some 4075Rs coming out. And I actually thought about ordering one of those, and I thought about it long and hard. The problem with going with a 75 horse tractor in this weight class, I think it'd be amazing if you're running a cutter, like if you're running a 10 or 12 foot batwing. I think it'd be amazing having that extra horsepower, because a 75 horse is probably 60 horsepower at the PTO. This is 50. 4066 is about 50. This might be a scotch lower. No, I think this is right at a 4066 within a couple horsepower. But Tractor Time with Tim, of course, he's hooked up with Deere, better than anybody else with tractors. He just posted something on the 4075R, and I knew a lot of the information that he gave out, but the one thing that I really like is the electric hitch, the 3-point hitch in the back. Now, I am a mechanical person. I like mechanical linkage and all that, but for mowing, say mowing with a finish mower or a brush hog, doing snow removal with that, it's got a up and down button to where you can set your height, or you can set your depth of the attachment, and then you can make it go up and down without hitting the lever. Well, when I'm doing snow and I'm using the box blade, I'm doing this the whole time. Like I'm dropping the blade, picking the blade up, dropping the blade, picking the blade up, pulling those dock doors out and stuff. Hitting a button would be sweet. Sweet. Well, the Kubota, just walk in here and show you. So this thing is incredibly hard, and I was going to modify it, but it is really hard. At least for me. Maybe it's not for everybody else, and you probably can't see in here, I guess. There's a little knob right here. Hopefully you can see that. I don't have a lot of light in here, I guess. I need to get my production light. But this knob to set your draft, the height of your 3-point, I'm back here lowering my 3-point down. It just landed on something. This knob's really hard to get to loosen up. I don't make it real tight anymore. I used to kind of snug it down pretty good, but you can't tighten it much at all. And then the fact that this thing has no storage. It has a cup holder and that stupid little thing over there that is in the most inconvenient spot, and it doesn't have hardly any space to put anything. It's kind of like a tapered something. And then this little thing, I don't know what you're supposed to put in that. My wallet actually fits in there, and a phone cord, but like you can't put your phone, you can't put nothing in it. The tractor's not for me. I mean, mainly because I can't run it mowing my grass. I mow my grass every week with it, and I sit there and I hit a bump, and it's just it's jumpy, and I can't get it to run smooth. So I'm gonna text my dealer. They made me a really good deal on trade-in. My new tractors, I don't think it's going to be here until September. So it's kind of the same thing as what we did last year. They said September, then it got into October, and then we had a couple chances of snow, and I still didn't have a tractor. But the nice thing is I have a tractor until my new tractor comes in. So I'll just wait. So I'm going to get a 4066R. I've already talked to him. We're ordering the snow cab tractor because it comes with the heavier front axle. I already knew that. Tractor Tim actually showed it on his video, which was amazing. You could see the gusseting and the beefiness of the hubs and stuff. It is a lot heavier duty axle, it looks like, at least on video. So in person, it's probably way better. So I was already ordering a snow cab tractor. I'm not going to do the 75 horse. I'm just going to do the 66. This tractor runs my tiller just fine. I don't have a problem with how it runs it. It runs my finish mower just fine. I don't even have a brush hog for it yet, but when I do, I'm probably just going to run a 7-footer. But my 4066R, before, I had one before, and I was a dummy and got rid of it and got something else. It actually ran a RCR 2596. It's a Land Pride brush hog, a medium duty brush hog. It handled it pretty well. It didn't have quite the horsepower it needed, it seemed like, but I think a lot of it was because of the hydrostat. But it ran it just fine. I'd probably just put a 7-footer on it, to be honest with you. And I'm going to push snow. Well, the extra horsepower would be great, like I said, for pulling a big brush hog. But the problem with all that horsepower and getting into some of the smaller implements, like my tiller, it maxes out at about 60 horse. So you're at the very top PTO horsepower wise of that tiller. I'd rather not be at the very top because I don't want to start breaking gearboxes and tearing stuff up. And a 4066 would do totally fine. But my question to you guys, I know it's been a long video already. My question to you guys is, I need help picking something out for the front. I have zero use for a loader on a tractor. So that's why if you watch a lot of my videos, I had a 5075E and I put a Zeidberg on it. It's a 3-point front hitch. I already called Zeidberg. They make a hitch for the 4066. It fits on the snow cab tractors just fine. Nothing's modified. The bad thing is we don't have a Deere to look at, but we'll look at the Kubota. The bad thing is on the John Deere, it's got a lot more frame up here. You have to cut a portion of the frame out, and then you put the 3-point on. So then at that point, that 3-point forever lives on that tractor. You can't take it back off because the way they bracket it and everything else, it reinforces that frame. They say it actually makes the frame stronger after you cut this piece out and you bolt all this stuff in, because it captures more bolts and sandwiches and stuff like that. Anyway, so I don't know if I necessarily want to get a 3-point on the front of a tractor that somebody else could never take off. I don't think I'd ever take it off. I wouldn't have a reason to take it off. But there's not a lot more options. There's a few more options. I thought about calling Cage and talking to them and seeing about like a Snow Force or something, or Fire Force or Firestorm or whatever it's called. They've got one that goes on the front of the tractor, and they actually used to use Zeidberg 3-point hitches, and now I think they developed their own. So I thought about that. I don't know if I have to cut frame out and stuff. And I'm really thinking about, because I'm in Kansas, our snow, guys, has slowed way down. We don't see the big 12-inch, 14-inch, 2-feet snows anymore that's dropping 3 inches an hour. We haven't had one of those in over 5, 6, 7 years. Our weather's changed. We do more salting and ice control and stuff like that. And every once in a while, I got a wasp that wants to try to be my friend, and I don't want to talk to him. Anyway, so I actually thought about doing a snow plow. I'm kind of a boss guy, but the only plow that they offer to go on the front of the tractor is HTX, like a V plow for like a half ton. I'm not quite sure why, because the factory 4066, I think the front axle is rated at 2,000 pounds. And I guarantee you a bucket of dirt in that loader is way more than that HTX plow would weigh. So I don't know why they only rate it to that. I might talk to them. The bad thing is I already have 2 pushers for a tractor, so a 3-point on the front would make more sense, because then we could just put the pusher on that we already have. But we don't have heavy snows. I'm kind of leaning towards snowplow, like a Western. Who else is that family that it's all the same plow, like Western and Snow X and all that? They've got the V plow. At least that way I could scoop and I could windrow and I could do all kinds of stuff. The bad thing is maybe I need to up the alternator or something to keep up with the electric over hydraulic control. Maybe I could plumb it in and use loader control to wing. Probably not. Probably don't want to go there. But anyways, I need your help. What would you guys put on the front of a 4066R? A 3-point? Do we bite the bullet and just buy a loader for $7,000? The Zeidberg would cost less than that. They give me a little bit of a deal for the channel, not much, but it's a savings. I think retail on it's like $5,500 or something like that, somewhere in that range. $5,000 something. I'd have to look, but so even that is cheaper than a loader. So if you don't need a loader, and I'm telling you, man, that Zeidberg, it was awesome pushing, because you didn't have all that weight when you picked the pusher up in the snow and it's flopping around. The tractor handled it way better because you didn't have all of that clunky weight out there. The only bad thing is you can't stack real high, but again, we don't get that much snow, and if we do, I've got spaces to where we can put it. So do we do a loader? $7,000. A Zeidberg, let's just call it $5,000, I think. Or a snow plow. My thought was, I know a V plow in the pusher frame is probably going to be more than the loader, or around the loader. The nice thing is I can turn right around and get, say, $3,000 out of one of my pushers. I just sell the 8-footer and get rid of it. Don't really necessarily need a backup pusher sitting around just for nothing. So I could offset the cost of the plow or any of it with, well, I couldn't offset the other two because we'd need the pusher for it, but I could offset the plow price and the pusher frame, with the sale of the pusher. Anyway, so let me know. I know we're looking at a Kubota right there, and it's not a Deere, but imagine that's a 4066R. And we'll do a full review of the new tractor when it gets here. And I think, actually, I let me ask you something else. Do you guys use Nokian snow tires? So the snow cab tractor, you can get the Nokian snow tires on the R1 wheels. And I'm really thinking about that. I do a lot of hard surface, moving around on hard surfaces, but we do get on hill-ish areas, not really much. But generally I do R4s, but I know those Nokians are supposed to smoke everything in the snow and have awesome traction. Not that this really had any problem with traction with the R4s. But I don't know. I'm thinking about doing the Nokians. It costs like another $2,000, $2,500 for the Nokians. So let me know what you guys do with your tractors in the off season with the Nokians. Also, if you have Nokian snow tires, do they do good in the dirt and hill climbing and mowing? And obviously they probably do pretty good in turf. I would imagine they ride amazing on hard surfaces if you're roading around and stuff like that. But generally, I spray with the tractor. I mow with it here at my house through the week, and then I seed and do fertilizer, and I spray properties with it. So that's what I'm doing. Anyways, let me know. Let me know what you think. Tire selection, R4 or Nokian, that's your only choices. I'm not doing turfs. I'm not doing ags and cutting them. I'm not doing Alliance, 550s. I'm not doing any of that. I'm either doing R4s or I'm doing Nokian snow tires, one of the two. And then what do we put on the front of that Deere that's going to be coming as of Tuesday, because tomorrow is a holiday? Do we put a snow plow? Do we put a loader? Do we put another 3-point on it and kind of condemn the tractor and make it forever a 3-point tractor? That's an option, because I did like the Zeidberg. It was sweet. I mean, and I could still push the snow up. I don't know. I had piles probably 4, 5, 6 foot maybe. And then you can kind of ramp it if it's the right snow, and you can get after it pretty good. But anyways, let me know, guys. I'm looking for your help. So say bye-bye to the tractor. I doubt if any of you guys could give me what the dealer's giving me. I'm not quite sure how they're giving me that much. So I sell it in 2. This thing has to sit around until the green machine gets here. But I'm actually kind of excited. I'm a little nervous. I don't want to spend the extra money, because now when I bought this, they were within about $2,000. Now they're within about $10,000. But they're giving me pretty good money for this, to where it's kind of offsetting some of that. So anyways, let me know, guys. Let me know what you think. We'll see you later. Thanks for listening to me blab, and hopefully you can give me some good advice, and we'll figure out something to put on that 4066. If you guys have pictures or videos or something, send me a link or something too. Shoot me a comment and tell me what you use it for. I know all the guys up north are going to get in on this one and let me know what they use it for. No blowers. I have no use for a blower. Too big of pushes, and we couldn't really blow it anywhere. And so we need a pusher, and I'll probably figure out something on the back, either my 8-foot box blade, or I'd like to do a wing plow, like a Ebling or short iron fabrication. They make one for a tractor. It's 3-point that's got hydraulic wings. I thought about doing something like that, but let me know. Thanks.